Hi, today I'm with Larry Arrance. Now Larry, apparently you have a secret formula that'll change our lives when it comes to your income, your career, and your business. Please share.
All right, thank you, Lorna. Not so much call it a secret as just a common sense principle. I teach this in one of my workshops, whether it's a marketing workshop or a personal development workshop, and it's simply E+R equals O. So think in terms of, I'll give a quick question. Have you ever had a headache?
Why, yes, I have.
All right. Now, a normal run-of-the-mill headache happens is something happened to you during the day. That stands for the E for event.
Yeah.
You responded to it. Now, your response to it is that you tensed up, so now you've tightened up your neck muscles. This restricts the blood flow to the brain, and so the outcome from this, which is what the O stands for, is you had a headache. Now,
Okay.
the thing to keep in mind with this formula is that the E is always neutral, in that that same event would have happened to somebody else, and they did not respond by tensing up, so they didn't get it, the outcome of a headache. So how you use this formula for yourself is, if you look at that formula, the E+R equals O, event, response, outcome, of that formula, which part do you control?
The response?
The response is the only part. So you get a lot of people get angry at the event. Well, you can't change the event. It just is what it is.
Because it happened.
It happens. So how do you respond to it to determine the outcome? Now, what you want to look at, if you're looking for a better outcome than you're normally getting, then you have to go back and take a look at what was the response I normally do.
Okay.
Now, this can, from a business standpoint, we use the event being a new customer just comes into a business. Now, how is your staff trained to respond to that person coming in? If you want a great experience and you say, well, that's the outcome, how do you train your people to respond to that person coming in?
So the people are focusing on the response.
Yeah, if you train them as to what response, whether that's a greeting, whether that's an interaction, how to improve the experience, then you're going to get a great outcome.
Okay.
Now, if you haven't trained your people, then you really don't know what response it could be. They could be indifferent, they could be on a cell phone, they could be lots of different things, and that changes the outcome for the client.
So let me ask you a question. When it comes to one's income,
Okay?
how can we apply that to our income? Because we're all tired of working really hard these days.
All right, same thing, we'll go back to the event. Where I used to use this in the workshop, let's say that this, I will even use this example of this video. People are watching this video, that's an event. How you respond to what you hear will determine what the outcome is. So if you hear something that you can use and you implement it, it's going to change your outcome. If you sit there and do nothing and play your phone at the same time the video's on, the outcome is you walk away with nothing. When I used to do it with a workshop, I would tell people, the event is the workshop. What you walk away with depends on what you respond to this thing.
So Larry, in essence, what you're really saying to all of us is we need to focus on the response. The response is where we have our control, and how we respond in turn will create how our outcome is.
Depending on what you want the outcome to be, then you determine what your response is going to be. One of my clients began working for a company. Now the company she did the work was that they do business to business, so it's all door to door, which means cold calling. She had to go cold calling. So she was doing this for a very long time. And about 3 months into the program, she slipped on a piece of buttered popcorn and broke her foot. So the event was she broke her foot. Now she's a door-to-door type salesperson. How will that breaking her foot affect her ability to get around?
So how did she respond in this scenario?
All right, we'll come back to it now. For a lot of people, if they're required to go door to door and they can't go door to door, they quit because they said, I can't do this. If we take a look at her, she understands this, and the outcome for her is very important. Quitting is not an option, so she had to change how her response to it. So if she cannot go to the businesses, what does she have to do?
What did she do in this case?
She decided that they had to come to her. So instead of her going to them, she created a mail campaign whereby we sent it out to the employers, or to the businesses I should say, and they started contacting her. And it absolutely turned her business around, because it's a lot easier to have them come in than to go door to door. So
now, what I think is interesting about this is it sounds like this was a completely unexpected event for her. What are you going to do? And because of this event, uncontrollable event, she was able to think of something completely unique she hadn't thought of before. And in essence, by being open to a different response, she's actually getting more business with less effort. Is that safe to say?
Absolutely. And every event typically is unexpected. So if you gear yourself to train, what response do I need to do to make this thing work? Rather than look for how does it not work, how do I make it and what my response is gonna be so that I get the outcome that I want.
Great. Larry, thank you for your time. So E+R O. Look forward to the next one. Bye, everyone.